Hey everybody, what's going on? You're looking at a ESP LTD MH 100 QM. QM stands for the quilted maple top. Now I used to have another one of these guitars, exact same thing, exception that it had two single coils and one humbucker. It was an active setup. But basically the same body style as far as what this one goes. And as you can see, there is a Detuna on there. Now, the one that I had before, as you can see, had a Detuna on it. When I bought the 103, I ended up doing a replacing the Floyd Rose on there, the Floyd Rose Special, kind of a thing I always do. A lot of times the blades are worn out, and the Floyd Rose Specials is not made out of the same materials as the actual Floyd Rose would be. It's a little bit softer of a metal. Now, so I replaced it, and I bought the Detuna for it, and the reason being is because this body style, which is basically the same body style as the 103, you could put a Detuna on it real easy because of the slope of the body. Now, as you can see here, from this point on, it starts to slope and it gets more drastic as it gets over here, kind of like a carved top would be on a Les Paul or so. So it's pretty simple to put one of these on without having to raise up the ass end of your Floyd Rose, or having to raise the Floyd Rose up to where it throws your action off really bad or makes it really high. This one here, on my guitars, I kind of set them up at like a 16th on the high E and a 5/64 on the low E, and I'm comfortable with that. It's pretty good as far as the action goes. It's not too bad. Now, this guitar and that guitar, other than the pickups, that one had a maple fretboard, which I wanted to find another one, but I found this one instead. Price was right. I think I spent like $240 something on this thing. You can find them now probably a lot cheaper used on eBay. Not too sure about the shape of it though. This one here, the guy said it was like brand new condition. It kind of was. The Floyd Rose was worn out. Again, the blades were it wouldn't stay in tune until I put a new Floyd Rose Special on this thing. And then I went out and picked out the Detuna. Now, I bought, considering this was being a used guitar when I bought it, a lot of times when on the saddles of these things, people will tighten up these screws way too tight, stripping out the screw in the saddle to where it locks the block in place to keep the string locked into it. So I picked up a set of these and some new screws just in case. So I got spares. But I ended up buying a new Floyd Rose anyways, so now I got spare parts. So one thing you're going to need is this right here, which is basically a stopper. It stops the Floyd Rose from, you can't pull it backwards anymore. Also helps when you have a Detune on there to where it won't go out of tune when you decide to go drop D. This is what you're going to get when you buy an EVH D Tuna. You'll have two bolts inside here. One is very, very long compared to the second one. This one here has got the stock bolt for this guitar inside of here. There is an Allen key inside of here. You would have the actual Detuna slide that you would pull in and out, and then there would be a spring in this spot right here. Now the spring goes inside. All right. So you figure out what type of Floyd Rose that you have as far as the different styles of guitars go and which bolt you're going to need. In this case, it was the shorter of the bolt, which is longer than the stock bolt. So I put it in there, put the spring inside there, slide the screw inside of the sleeve, and then start tightening it up. Don't over tighten them, you'll strip them out or damage the saddle itself. Just snug them up pretty good to where the strings don't come out. Now, they tell you when you set this thing up, number one, you want to make sure your Floyd Rose is where you want it to be. Not too high in the back, not too low in the back, pretty much even with the body, all right? Like I said, in this case here, because of the body style, got plenty of room. Right now it's in E mode. Plenty of room to adjust this. Now, they tell you to set up your tuning in drop D first, all right? And I'll tell you why. Tune up all your strings, Make sure that you're not floating on your Floyd Rose. Make sure it's basically blocked and isn't going nowhere. So you're going to have to tighten up the springs on the inside to make sure that the Floyd Rose stays on that block. It doesn't move. You can push it down, raise up the ass end, but you can't pull it backwards to drop the back end. Now, set up your tuning, tune them all standard, exception of the low E. You want to turn it into a D. So with this being pulled out, tune it to a D. Make sure you raise up all of your fine-tuning adjustments so you have enough room for fine-tuning. Now, when you slide this thing in and push it in all the way, there's like a little tiny set screw right there. And what that set screw does is it comes with an Allen key. When you push this in, you turn that set screw until this becomes an E again. That's how you keep it in tune. And then you can use your fine tuning to do it. They want you to back it out as far as it goes, and then a couple turns in. But I have a couple more turns in. That way I have some adjustments. That way I can fine tune the D if something happens. Now this has been sitting in its case for a while, and it wasn't very far off tune. These strings are fairly new, even though it's been sitting in its case. And it's been holding its own pretty good. Neck is good. And this neck is really nice. I love this guitar. I really like playing. I have another ESP guitar that doesn't have the Floyd Rose on it, but basically the same style of body. And I put a set of... did I do anything with that guitar? No, that was the one my friend gave me. That was the electric blue color guitar that a buddy of mine gave to me, which is basically the same thing as this without the Floyd Rose. But anyways, that's how you set one of these up. And you want to be very careful that, where you put your block. I got mine centered, and I got 2 springs on one side and 2 springs on the other side, basically making sure that this stays in position. Now, another guitar that I had with the Floyd Rose on it, not only this one here, but close this out, go back. This one here is also a quilted maple top. Now this is just the 103. Let's see here, FM. So this is gonna, I'm sorry, not quilted, flame maple top. This guitar here, a guy by the name of Larry Guitarsmith on YouTube, he purchased this guitar off of me as well. So this one here does not have the slope. It's just basically a flat, very flat top. So it doesn't have the slope at the bottom to where you can put a detuner on it. But it is a very, very nice guitar. This was not active. As you can see, it's pretty flat. Yeah, Larry Guitarsmith, he played a couple songs. One of them was a Rolling Stones song using this guitar in his video. And yeah, check them out if you guys want to. But this one here, I ended up putting the Dragonfire pickups in here, taking the ESP designs out. And so this has got the EMG, what is it, 8185 wannabe of the Dragonfires inside here now. So now it's an active system. And I gotta say, they sound pretty damn good. I do have a Jackson Soloist that has the EMG 8185s in it. And there isn't really too much of a comparison. These guys are pretty close to sounding alike. But, so yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, hope you guys enjoy. And we'll do a little bit of a test on this thing, putting it in drop D and showing how easy it is to do so.